Hi, welcome back everyone to the weekly astrology and pick a card reading. So this is for the 24th of August through to the 30th of August 2020. And I'm just going to talk about the astrology and then I'll pick some cards live like I have been doing lately for the elements. So this is based off either your sun signs element. So if you're a Taurus like me, you'd pick the earth pile. If you're a Gemini, you pick the air pile, that sort of thing. So earth, air, fire and water, and those will be your card messages for the week. These are general messages, so obviously it's not going to be super specific, but it's general to your situation. If you say pick earth element for your sun sign and you feel like it doesn't really resonate or you're not sure, you can always pick for your rising sign as well to see if that makes more sense. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, the link will be below to my online store, and turnaround time is minimum 7 to 15 business days for a standard reading, or you can book an urgent reading which is delivered within 24 to 48 hours. If you would like to be updated with these readings, definitely click the subscribe button, and thanks to those who watch weekly and comment and like the video as well. So this week, what's happening in the astro weather is, I mentioned last week we're in Virgo season, so it's a very strong, earthy, organizational energy, very detail orientated. When we're in Virgo season, very focused on work and being of service and doing things correctly, doing things the right way. So maybe kind of thinking about what's right and what's wrong in certain situations, feeling analytical as well about things is normal. It is a good time to declutter in Virgo season because there's nothing that Virgo people love more, or sixth house people love more, than some organization, organizing their life and understanding where things fit and how things are placed. So it's a good time to clear out confusion or things that don't feel like they make sense in your life, whether it's emotional, mental or physical, and reorganize some things. So I myself am doing some decluttering, and I'm a Taurus, but I've got a strong sixth house energy, so I'm decluttering a lot of physical items and giving things away, and it feels really good, so I'm in the process of doing that. So yeah, as I said, good energy for focus on health, work, practical matters, practicalities, day-to-day routine, and organizing your life. You may feel a little bit this is it can be a bit of a Queen of Swords energy. I feel like, I don't know why that just popped into my head, because with Virgo energy, Virgo is very no nonsense. It's like it doesn't have time for, the too much Neptunian energy, sort of where things are unclear or too dreamy, or that kind of energy. It's very much grounded in reality. So you may be feeling more like you want to be real about things. You want to be grounded in reality. You don't feel like you have time for grandiosity, escapism, and that sort of thing. Okay, so what else? Tuesday and Wednesday, transiting Mercury in Virgo makes a trine with retrograde Uranus in Taurus. So that's quite a nice energy. It could be actually very good for perhaps ideas coming to you, or an idea that maybe you had in the past that you didn't act on. It could be getting sort of stimulated for you mentally this week, or you want to take action on something inspiring that you had an idea about a while back. It can be some interesting communications Tuesday and Wednesday, some breakthroughs as well. And again, because it is Uranus retrograde making that trine with Mercury in Virgo, it can be something that was kind of left undone, or was incomplete, or was kind of left hanging in the past in some way, potentially. Or, as I said, it could be an idea that you've had previously that you weren't able to fulfill for some reason, and you may want to act on that. This would be more so for the earth signs, in particular Virgo, Capricorn and Taurus, because these are both in earth signs. Also for Tuesday and Wednesday, for just in general, you may be more open to ideas coming to you sort of from your higher self. So that's another thing that could be happening for you. There could be synchronicities as well, like when you're traveling, say you're going from A to B, whether it's on foot, in a car, or wherever, you may bump into somebody in your neighborhood that you haven't seen for a while, and suddenly be like, oh, I haven't seen you for ages. That kind of energy could be triggered this week from that. Tuesday to Thursday, Venus opposition with Jupiter in Capricorn. Tuesday to Thursday can be a little bit of an indulgent energy, or maybe even a bit of a lazy energy, or wanting to just feel comforted in things like, in your home life, or things that feel nurturing, because it's Venus in Cancer. So, very safe and nurturing energy, feeling very comfortable, and maybe some overindulgence. Like you may need to watch if you're prone to that sort of overindulging with too much, sweet things, or too many rich foods, or, you know, overspending money can be. Like, you may be feeling some kind of sensitive emotions coming up, and you may sort of try to deal with it by indulging, which is that Venus opposition with Jupiter. It can play out in other ways, potentially in relationships. It could be something I mean, Jupiter is in falling Capricorn, so I kind of don't expect it to be anything really wonderful, to be honest. But, you know, Jupiter opposite Venus can be someone offering help that's very practical and very pragmatic in some situations, especially if you have Venus in Cancer or Venus in a water sign potentially as well. Other stuff going on this week is the weekend. We have the Sun in Virgo trine with Uranus in Taurus. So it's not exact this week, but that's quite a nice energy. It feels to me like something very in the flow with creative energy, or even it could be decluttering, because it's the retrograde Uranus trining with that very practical Virgo. It's earth energy here, so it's very much hands-on stuff to do with organizing, or, you know, maybe redoing things, either work related or home related or financial, or just very practical in some way. But that's quite a nice transit, Sun trine Uranus. Could be new ideas, or clearing out space, making space for new things in your life as well. Also on the weekend, it's kind of this more intense energy that's coming in over the weekend, is transiting Venus in Cancer opposite Pluto in Capricorn. Kind of a heavy energy there, kind of very obsessive, intense energy coming through with that. It can be on the weekend that your mind is very, sorry about the noise outside if you can hear that, there's some construction type stuff going on over there. It can be that with Venus opposite Pluto over the weekend, you feel a bit compulsive in regards to love matters, you know, romance or relationship situations. So, you know, this can sometimes have two ways that it plays out. If things are generally positive around you, it can be just a very intense, passionate energy. If there's stuff that's kind of going downhill, or kind of more the negative or tense side of things, be a bit watchful of that energy and be a bit guarded, I would say, if you're sensing, you know, something strange going on there in your relationships, especially because we also at the same time on the weekend have Mercury in Virgo opposite Neptune in Pisces. So there can be some deception going on in relationships, or some kind of trickery, or, oh, that noise outside is driving me crazy. I'm so sorry. Some truck doing something. Hopefully it doesn't come through on the camera too loud. Yeah, so the weekend, just be aware that there might be some convoluted thoughts or lack of clarity in a relationship. It really is going to depend how this impacts your personal chart, but just to know that it is coming up can be helpful. Somebody may be trying to manipulate or, you know, communicate in a way that's not exactly with integrity. With that Mercury opposite Neptune, there can be some deception, as I said. So that's the astrology for this week. Let's look at the cards. So first of all, the earth signs are first this week. So Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Let's see what you guys have. Too many cards falling out there. I'm going to get one card from the Greenwich Tarot. So many are coming out for the earth signs. I feel like there's a lot of energy for earth signs this week. I'm not sure what's going on. Obviously different for everyone, but let's see what the general messages are for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Oh, we have a falling card here. Interesting. That is Temperance in traditional tarot. I'm not sure how to pronounce it says the the sheet, I think it is Sidhe. So yeah, it's Temperance. So that's Sagittarius energy, but that's also to do with healing for earth signs. So there's some healing energy. I also have the Gaian Tarot. I have not used this deck for so long. It's actually very beautiful, very nature, kind of a bit shamanic energy with this deck. Six of Pentacles, Six of Earth. Wow. Very practical energy. We have the earth energy for the earth signs here. So very much focused on for the earth signs so far. You might be looking at, you know, cooking meals that are very nurturing earth signs this week, or going shopping and getting like organic foods, or, I mean, look at this lady. It's so Virgoan. She's making sure she gets the right things. You know, and there's a lady selling some goods, so there may be someone doing some kind of business where you're selling something that is your own product, or something that you create, or going to markets, or, you know, I mean, some people are still in lockdown, but it depends where you live. But there's a very organizational energy there, very practical energy, and something to do with healing and having faith and patience here coming through. Jupiter abundance. Wow, that's beautiful. Earth signs, you guys have got some beautiful cards for this week. The Jupiter card, abundance. So if, oh gosh, that noise. If you're doing something to do with your business or to do with money or earning money or a product, this week coming up, there is a lot of abundance around the earth sign. So that's really nice. And it would feel very healing for you or very exciting, very positive. Let's look at the Astro Dice. So you have the 10th house, career matters. So wow, that's really interesting and relates. So the 10th house there comes up. 10th house is career, your direction, your goals, your ambitions. Sorry, just do it again. It went off camera. Moon. Okay, so moon in the 10th house. Wow. So coming to prominence potentially this week with regards to, for a lot of people, your skills, your abilities, your work life, your career, your life direction, really thinking about where you're headed in your life. Taurus, very earthy energy. 10th house, Taurus, moon. Wow. So the moon in Taurus is actually exalted, which is a very good sign. A moon sign to have, and in the 10th house it's very empowering there. So I want to say for earth signs this week, there's definitely a focus on accomplishment, achievement, hitting goals, getting ahead, a healing with regards to something to do with your creativity, your business, but also, you know, there is still this element of needing patience as well for some reason. So you may be dealing with maybe some details or some dealing with the public, or, you know, dealing with things that does require some patience. But overall, this is a beautiful energy. You have Jupiter here. Interestingly enough, this is Sagittarius in astrology, and we have Jupiter here that rules Sagittarius. So lastly, I want to say earth signs have a lot of luck this week in business, in work, in abundance, and some beautiful energy with the moon in Taurus in the 10th house. Wow, it's a successful week for earth signs this week. I love it. What nice messages you guys had. Okay. Next is the air signs. All right, so let me just put those cards aside. All right, so air signs. This is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Ooh, flying card. Oh, the Three of Swords, not great. Okay, let me see. Oh, just one from that deck. What am I doing? Okay, the Gaian Tarot. Let's see what else comes up for you guys. Okay, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What is coming up this week? This one's popping out. Is it this one? There's two there. I wanted to shuffle that again. Air signs this week. This one. Guardian of Air. Don't you love that? It's my favourite now, doing the shuffling on camera, because you get to see how it's so synchronous. The earth signs before just had the earth, an earth tarot card, and the air signs have the air. Love it. Okay, so heavy energy for you guys this week. So air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You guys have 6th house of routine, so you may be very focused on your work. Look, air signs, there is some heavy emotions this week with the Three of Swords. Something may have upset you, or something may have triggered some deep wounds within yourself, you know. The Guardian of Air, it's a very, look at this woman, she's very wise, and the owl is in that, which the owl symbolizes wisdom. And, you know, owls are nocturnal, so they see through the darkness. So there's something here where you need to understand a situation that has elements of darkness to it with the Three of Swords, elements of emotional pain, elements of struggle to do with blocked emotions or emotional pain from the past. You may be trying to focus on your work life this week. It's interesting also, there are 2 threes here, the Three of Athens, which is the Three of Swords, a difficult card in the tarot, and 3 here. So interesting, there may be issues related to relationships here. For some people, there may even be like third-party type situations, or people from your past where there's unresolved pain. You may be trying to focus on work to deal with, you know, the emotions this week, but there is wisdom that's trying to get through to you. So you need to really be open to that, sort of getting out of your logical mind and more into your higher mind. You know, your connection to, through your crown chakra, to the divine and to your higher self. That's what I'm picking up on there. So I'm just going to see if there's anything else with this before I go to the Astro Dice, the air signs. Really drawn to the swan here, and you know, swans are very elegant, beautiful creatures, and there may be something, because swans, you know, they mate for life, so there may be for some people something about a partner or a person that you feel is a really powerful or profound soulmate connection. The girl here, or the female, she's turned her back and she's kind of walking away into, you know, what looks like her home, where there's a light, where there's safety, and there's a sense of despondency and kind of having given up on something, or feeling a sense of defeat, or defeat or disappointment. And then, you know, your higher guides are trying to explain things to you on a higher level, trying to give you some kind of download of information. And look, this may not resonate for everybody, but there is certainly some kind of emotional pain. If it's not relationship, it's to do with a loss in some way, or a feeling of a loss, having had to turn your back on something. And then look, really just focusing on your health and work and routine as a way to feel more stable again this week for the air signs. So Leo comes up, so the matters of the heart makes sense with what I was picking up on. Sixth house is here again. So how about that? Comes up twice. So work, routine, having pride in your work. Uranus, so the unexpected is also happening for the air signs this week. So yeah, it's interesting. It may be a situation that looks like it's gone a certain way, but there's an unpredictable element here with Uranus coming up. So see what happens. But my favorite cards out of this are this wise woman here, the guardian of air, who's it's like a guide, a spirit guide, or a mentor, or someone that has wisdom trying to help you. And so I'm hearing listening. So it's very important for the air signs to listen to spirit, to listen to your higher self this week, rather than your lower ego mind, your fear-based mind. Sixth house routine is going to be a place where you can kind of retreat into working, earning money to feel a sense of stability. If that's not your situation, you may be more so focusing on your health, you know, your eating habits, exercise, doing yoga, things that help you to feel more balanced, because there's been a lot of emotional turmoil, not for all the air signs, but for a lot of air signs with this energy this week. Okay. And heart healing is what I was just hearing then. All right, so let's go to the fire signs now. So let's see, fire signs. This is for Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Oh, something's coming out here. What's this? The King of Wands. Oh, how about that? Fire. We've had every element correct so far for each element that I've drawn cards for has been spot on. So Earth had an Earth tarot card, Air had an Air tarot card, and Fire has a Fire one. So wow. King of Wands. Okay, so that's a fiery male energy. Let's see what else for the fire signs from the Gaian Tarot. What other messages are there? That's too many cards. There's like several there. For the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sag this week. Oh my gosh, fire again. You can't make it up. I love the synchronicity. It's just so beautiful. Okay, so Five of Fire, which is the Five of Wands. Okay, fire signs, you've got a lot of fire going on here this week. Five of Wands is a bit of a difficult card, though. It's like, you know, not being on the same page with others in a way, or struggling to get things done, feeling like you don't have enough time, or feeling like there's a bit of disharmony or a bit of some kind of conflict going on. What else have you guys got? I think the fire signs had this last week. Whoa. Black Moon, Lilith, Mystery. I swear the fire signs had this same card last week. That's eerie. Okay, I did use this deck, actually, the Black Moon Astrology cards. Mysterious energy around female energy as well. So let's look at the Astro dice for the fire signs this week. You have Scorpio, which kind of relates to this energy here. Scorpio, I don't know if you can see that on camera. Yep. And what else? Fire signs. 12th house. Ooh. Oh my gosh, you have the 12th house here. That's crazy. I always say that's crazy, but it happens all the time in readings. It just always amazes me. I love that. So 12th house, 12th house. So hidden things, especially with Scorpio and the 12th house together, there's a lot of hidden stuff going on. A lot of things that are unclear in some way that maybe don't make sense. Saturn comes up as well. So your reality and what you're dealing with, your work life, your ambition and your goals. Okay, so what I'm getting here for the fire signs, a message here is there is a need to trust with this week with Scorpio, 12th house and Saturn in divine timing, in the unfolding nature of your reality. You may feel some frustration this week with this card, and a feeling of maybe things are not clear with regards to relationships or feminine energy around you in some way. Or if you are a female, there may be some confusion to do with things to do with your health or well-being is what I'm picking up on. Maybe some health struggles going on a little bit. But there is a great need to trust with the Astro dice here, bringing up the Scorpio 12th house. There are deeper things going on for you guys this week, and you may be trying to understand things in a very spiritual or philosophical way, which will be good for you. It may be that there's a situation as well. It could be work related because Saturn comes up here, where there's a lack of clarity and you're just waiting to find out how something's really going to pan out for you work-wise, or to do with your reality, like your day-to-day reality, the structure of your life. Very Saturn kind of energies. Okay, lastly, we're going to look at the water signs. So this is for Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. This one's come out. Ooh, High Priestess. Love that. Beautiful. All right, water signs. What have you got from the Gaian Tarot? Ooh, you guys have the Child of Earth. Okay, that's lovely, cute card. And one more from the Black Moon Astrology cards. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. What do you guys have going on this week? What are the messages for the water signs? Interesting. You guys have fire and earth energy coming through for this week. You have desire, though, which is interesting because, you know, fire, there's kind of connects, well, it does connect in with Scorpio because Mars is very well placed in Scorpio, and Mars is a co-ruler of Scorpio. Even though Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, it's co-ruled by Mars. So fire comes up, desire. So there's a very strong energy of desire coming through for the water signs this week. Child of Earth relates to, and we have the rabbit here, fertility, very strong here. Children, pregnancy for some, childbirth, abundance. The rabbit's really getting my attention there. Some people may be born in the year of the rabbit. If you're, you know, some of the water signs may be. There is something to do with enjoying your life this week and tapping into what your passions are here. And with the High Priestess, it's like listening to your intuition about it, and that's very watery energy, you know, and the water signs are very good at that. You guys are very good at listening to your gut feeling, but sometimes there's a need to trust it more, especially with Scorpio. Scorpio can have trouble trusting the gut feeling unless, you know, it is, you know, as a Scorpio, if you're used to testing that and trusting your gut feeling and taking action on that, then you can learn to have faith in it. And that's what I'm feeling this week, because fire is also about, you know, taking action, and it talks about desire, which is taking action based upon your gut feelings, what you know to be true in your deeper part of yourself, despite maybe what your more rational side says or your fearful mind says. You know, it's definitely talking here about trusting your intuition this week as a huge message, and some kind of action based on intuitive feelings going forward. The Astro Dice gives you guys Uranus, which is the planet of the unexpected shocks, and Aquarius, which Uranus rules. Interesting. Aquarius is also the aspect to do with friendship, connections, working with groups, working with people, working with the public. And also Aquarius rules the 11th house, which is to do with receiving. So let's see what else. 6th house comes up as well. So there's something else to do with routine, work, health, the body, your nervous system. And you might, look, with all this energy, Uranus in Aquarius in the 6th house, you may have to, water signs, be quite careful with your nervous system this week. Like, don't overload your nervous system with, like, for example, too much caffeine or not sleeping all week, you know, doing things that would undermine you. Very strong message for water signs is to listen to your intuition this week and take action accordingly, okay? Very strong with those messages here. And for some people, there may be something to do with a child, looking after a child, or, you know, pregnancy, childbirth, playful energy as well, fertility energy, or something to do with fertility with the High Priestess with her cauldron there. Very strong energy about fertility for some of the water signs this week. Wow. You may be thinking about issues around, you know, if you're a woman, fertility, reproduction, you know, that part of yourself, you know, part of the body, because the 6th house was there as well, which is to do with the nervous system, but also the body. So really interesting messages this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And as I said, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe so you can keep updated easily via YouTube. I also do post these updates on my Facebook business page and on Instagram, and all the links for everything, my shop and everything, are below this video. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.